Welcome back to the TMDSAS podcast, where we'll explore the TMDSAS application in greater detail by connecting you, the applicant, with the admissions experts who are ready to help. I'm your host, Enrique Hasso, Coordinator of Research, Advising Services, and Digital Media at the Texas Health Education Service in the TMDSAS office in Austin, Texas. With me today is Ms. Betty Monfort from the UT Rio Grande Valley School of Medicine. She is the Senior Assistant Dean for Admissions and Enrollment Management. Hi, Ms. Monfort.
Hello, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today.
My pleasure.
So let's go ahead and dive into some of the questions that we've got. So first off, could you tell us a little bit about your academic background?
Okay, I was a non-traditional student. I have a bachelor's degree in community health education from William Patterson University in New Jersey, and I have a master's in public health from Columbia University in New York, and I also have a certificate on strategic management for higher education.
Fantastic. And with all those East Coast experiences, I do know that you recently came to Texas. So would you mind telling us a little bit about your work experience?
Okay, well, this is my 7th medical school.
Wow.
I started a long time ago. This is actually the 4th medical school that I have helped to start.
Great.
So I have a little bit of experience with startups.
Just a bit.
I was a registrar for over 15 years, all in medical school. I've done basically every task there is in student affairs except curriculum. So I was a financial aid director. I took care of housing. I took care of special programs, so on and so forth. So I have over 30 plus years of experience in student affairs. Admissions, I came to later, although I wasn't responsible for it at the beginning, but about 15 years ago, I was given the task officially for admissions, and it's something that I just love to do.
Great. And you're sticking around and helping get UTRGV off the ground. Great. So how are you liking the Valley?
I love the Valley.
Yeah.
I came here from Florida, and I was very happy in Florida. But the inaugural dean, Dr. Francisco Fernandez, said, no, you have to come and see the Valley. So actually, he brought me down for a week, and I just fell in love with this place. The warmth of the people, the welcoming atmosphere. I saw a Walmart, saw a Sam's, saw all kinds of restaurants. I said I could certainly live here.
Great. Well, that's very beneficial to hear for a lot of applicants who, aren't very familiar with UTRGV yet, because it is kind of the new kid on the block.
Correct.
Yes.
But it is anyone who comes here from out of state will find extremely welcoming people. Everybody goes out of their way to help, to assist. For instance, I had a flat tire the other day, and out of nowhere, 2 cars stopped and changed my tires. I didn't even have to ask. Try getting that done in New York or Florida.
That's great. All right. Well, could you tell us a little bit about the curriculum at UTRGV?
Okay. As you know, UTRGV is the newest school. Dell beat us by a couple of months, but we're the newest ones. And we're a small school. We only take in 50 applicants, 50 students a year. So it's a very unique school. We have hands-on at medical education is how I like to term it. Here, if you could hide, but you can't get lost. There is no way. There is no way. It's a very, as I said, hands-on, patient-centered curriculum, pass-fail. We do a lot of collaboration. We do a lot of interprofessional education. So we do projects with the nursing students, with the PA students, et cetera. And our focus is community. Because there's so much need here in the Rio Grande Valley that we cannot just help, but go out and assist where we can. So it is community-centered and a very progressive and innovative curriculum.
Fantastic. And that community-centered aspect really is reflected in the fact that, UTRGV actually, the school itself, it's spread out throughout the entire valley.
Correct. We have many campuses, and so all up and down the valley. So anyone that comes here, and we do have many students now coming to visit from other students from other schools that are doing away rotations here, and they find it so rewarding. For instance, if anyone visits the school now and does an OB-GYN rotation, I have students that deliver 30, 40 babies a week, where if you're in another place, you might deliver maybe 1 or 2 per rotation. So it is very, if you want to get primary, hands-on, first experience in medical school, we're the place for you. No moss is going to grow under your feet here.
There's plenty to do.
Plenty to do. It's very, very rewarding.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing that. Would you mind telling us a little bit more? We've already touched on this a bit, but what kind of makes UTRGV unique?
Well, again, we are a new school, and the curriculum that our founders have put together is just state of the art. You could basically take the curriculum on the road anywhere. We have many faculties that assist students. So our faculty to student ratio right now is 3 to 1. And we have over 1,000 community physicians that help. So we have an excellent support system. So it is our mission not to just have the student do excellent in academics, but the quality of life that a student has here is very important to us. So in the Office of Student Affairs, we have many programs to assist the students in whatever their needs are. It's very much a family here. Sometimes a dysfunctional family, but very much a family. The students all help each other out. So as I said before, a lot of collaboration. We have students that have already presented posters in NASA, for instance, at the AMA. We're having some students present posters in Virginia at the PDC conference. So they've gone to the Latin American Student Association. They've gone to the Student National Association. So they're all going out. It's a very ambitious group that we have here.
And all of those activities have been accomplished, with a cohort of 100 at this point?
With a cohort of 50.
50 each year, right?
That is correct. So they are very, very anxious to have the second class join them, so they could at least be a cohort of 100.
Right.
We had our Welcome Back Second Look weekend this past weekend, and we had 31 of the 45 students that we invited here. And it was a jam-packed weekend full of fun and a lot of information and a lot of bus rides to a colonia, which is a very underserved area here in the Valley. And they got to see firsthand healthcare. They were all very enthused, and that's what we strive to do.
That's phenomenal. That's really great, being able to integrate the community that seamlessly into the curriculum. Well, great. You did mention that coming to UTRGV, it is one of many schools that you've helped establish. What really drew you there? And we're hoping to get some information from you that that'll help future applicants or people who will hold multiple offers at different schools, you know, what is the reason that you decided to come to UTRGV?
I mainly joined because they gave me the opportunity to really enhance the Office of Admissions and bring my vast experience and set something up that was unique to the Valley and a unique applicant experience. For instance, we do a special interview techniques. We do holistic review. Anyone who thinks that they're going to get into the school because they have a 512, a 520, and a 4.0 is wrong. We look at every single part of that application. So we have students in our school that perhaps had a 495 MCAT. We have students that have a 520 MCAT.
Wow.
Because at this school, everyone brings something to the table. We all learn from each other. And that is really what drew me here. Aside from the very innovative curriculum, it was a chance to bring all my knowledge and put it in a community that is really welcoming a medical school. They have been waiting for this medical school for over 4 decades.
Wow.
So it's like the medical students in this community walk on water, basically.
Great. Well, that's a lot to look forward to for applicants and hopefully obtain an offer of admission later in the spring. Great. We want to take some time in this next segment to give you the opportunity to bust one of the myths that a lot of people have about your institution.
Of course. Well, the first myth is, and I got this from many of my colleagues when I moved down, when I said I'm going down to the Rio Grande Valley, and they said, oh my God, you're going to Mexico.
Oh.
No, we are not in Mexico. We're very much in the continental United States. Another myth that is very prevalent is, oh, everybody's Mexican. That is not correct. This is a very diverse valley. We have a huge Vietnamese, Chinese. We have not only Mexican Americans, but populations from all over Latin America and the Caribbean. We have a lot of students and families that have relocated here from Minnesota, North and South Dakota, just getting away from the bad weather. So, and we have a lot of faculty and students also that have had education in Europe and in Asia.
Wow.
So it's a very diverse and welcoming, as I said. And the myth that, oh, you're going to the Rio Grande Valley, it's a desert, nobody's, you're going to die down there, is absolutely not correct.
Slightly exaggerated there.
Yeah, we essentially are the gateway to the Americas because of where we are. The unique opportunities that our students are going to be provided, they are not going to get this in many other medical schools. So, of course, you have to want it, and you have to be willing to participate in all these activities. You can't be faint at heart. You really must. We're looking for not the nerdiest of the nerds. We're looking for students who are altruistic, who know why they want to become a doctor, who want to really help in the underserved communities. And we have a lot of them. So the experiences that medical students are going to get here are just endless.
Great. Thank you very much for sharing that. I'm sure a lot of applicants will have the same concerns that you just shared. So thank you for busting those myths.
It's a very safe community also. Our students live mainly off campus. We are at the UTRGV main campus here, but it is I came from the Miami-Dade area in Florida, and I couldn't feel safer here. more so than I did in Miami, I'll tell you that much.
Glad to hear that. Do you have any additional advice you'd like to share with applicants for this coming cycle?
If I could offer one piece of great advice is that apply early. We only have 50 seats. Last year, about 5,600 applications were started. We actually processed, completed 3,950 for only 50 seats.
That's incredible.
So it is just overwhelming. So apply early. We are also very pleased and very privileged to have a great scholarship program. For instance, the first class, the inaugural class, received 100% scholarship for their tuition and fees.
Wow.
This incoming class is getting 50%. So our tuition is low to begin with, and with 50%, it's a very affordable medical education and top quality. So apply early. Don't wait. If you have not taken the MCAT and are waiting, put that application in so at least your application will be in queue for when we get the results of your MCAT. Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing that and for taking the time to speak to applicants that are coming in this next cycle. And we do have a lot of advisors that listen in. I'm sure they'll find that all of the information you've shared is very valuable.
Thank you so much.
Make sure you subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you listen to podcasts to stay up to date with us. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/TMDSAS and at Twitter at TMDSAS and at TMDSAS Support. On behalf of TMDSAS, we want to wish all our applicants for the 2018 cycle all the best of luck. Thank you very much for listening. We'll talk to you later.